Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. It has been a minute since I updated my everyday makeup drawer, so today's video is going to be a Shop My Stash. I'm really excited to do this. As you'll see in the later clips, I went a little crazy in December with purchasing some new makeup. I bought some things on my New York trip. I did a really big e.l.f. haul, which I will have that video linked here and below. So I kind of started throwing some of that new stuff into my everyday makeup drawer because that's just what you want to do when you buy new makeup. You want to use it. I don't want to stash it away and save it for later. So the drawer got a little out of control. So it's definitely time to kind of clear it out, start fresh for the new year. And yeah, if you want to see what I choose to use in my everyday drawer for the next month, then let's jump into it. All right, we are back at my Alex drawers where I keep all my makeup. On top, as I've said in past videos, doesn't really change. This is just all my foundations and primers mostly. Foundation over here, and then I have some setting sprays back behind my brushes and a body spray, and then all my brushes are up here as well. So this doesn't really ever change. And I will also say I don't think this time around in my Project Pan, starting out, I'm not going to choose a foundation. I really enjoyed kind of just cycling through all my foundations, whatever I'm feeling each day. You know, in my Project Pan last year, I was using the Hydromaniac for the latter part of it. And while I really enjoyed this, I also have now enjoyed just kind of switching it up. So I don't think I'm going to be pulling any particular foundation in this video. I'm just going to kind of cycle through all of them. Okay, so this is the top drawer of my Alex drawers. This is where I keep my everyday makeup. As you can see, it kind of got a little out of control in the past month and a half. I think I filmed my last Shop My Stash a little over a month ago. And since then, I've been on a trip and bought some makeup. I did an e.l.f. order, which I'll link that video here and below as well. So I kind of, when you buy brand new makeup, you want to use it right away. So I kind of threw some of that stuff in this drawer. But I'm gonna clean it all out pretty much, leave in my Project Pan items for 2023. I will also link that video below so you can see the 5 items that I'm going to start the year off panning. Also, in past videos, I know I've said that this container back here, which mostly has my mascara, brow products, and eyeliner, I don't really change out. But I think starting the year off, I am going to switch some of this out because I have gotten a few new mascaras and eyeliners and things, and I just want to make sure I'm using up the things that are the oldest first and getting the best use out of those. So I'm going to clean all this out and switch it out, but first I think I was going to talk about a couple of items. I did pull in my Chanel bronzer last month, and I will say it still seems to work just fine despite this being I don't even know how many years old at this point. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I did enjoy using this again. So I don't know, that's why I like doing Shop My Stash videos, because it made me kind of pull something in that I don't really use because, I don't know, it's like a luxury product to me. It's Chanel, that's expensive to me still and will probably always be expensive. So I have this mindset of, oh, it's expensive, I should only use it for special occasions, but really I should just use it whenever I feel like it because I like it. So I was glad that I pulled that in. I actually ended up not really using my Hourglass blushes. I did for the very, very beginning of December because I did go on a trip and I took this palette with me, which was nice, but then I ended up buying a new blush, and so that's kind of what I've been using since then. So I'm ready to pull this out and kind of try some other things. And then the eyeshadow palettes that I had chosen, I still like all of them. This was a new one to my collection in the month of December. This is the Sigma Warm Wishes palette. Super pretty for the holidays. I got this maybe mid-December, so I kind of just put this in my everyday makeup drawer for the holiday season as well, but I'm gonna pull that out, I think. And then yeah, I have enjoyed the Sigma Enchanted. I used the Sultry palette, and then I probably most often used the Biba palette. So yeah, but I am ready to clean this all out, get the drawer emptied, and then put some new stuff in. Okay, so I'm gonna put back in some things that are definitely going to be staying in this drawer, starting with my Project Pan items. Okay, and then next I'm gonna kind of fill up this container back here with some eyeliners and brow products and things. So my two oldest mascaras at the moment, I have this mini Bite Beauty, the Upswing mascara. I know some people really enjoyed this and are sad that Bite went out of business and then like bought a whole bunch of these mascaras in preparation for that. I don't know, maybe if it's just me having the mini size, but I don't particularly care that much for this. It's really flaky to me, but I want to use up the sample. And then these are my two oldest eyelash products. I have the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Primer and Mascara. So I'm gonna try and work through some of those. I think this Bite one I can use up by the time of my next Shop My Stash, and then these will probably last a couple more months. In terms of eyeliner, for liquid liner, I'm gonna put both my Fenty Beauty Fly Liners in. I have the brown and the black. So those are always good to have on hand. And I'm gonna put in this NYX Epic Wear Rose Gold eyeliner. I like to put this in my lower waterline to brighten up my eyes. And then for brow products, I'm going to put in my ABH powder. This is super old. This was the one where it used to be like have two colors in it, and then eventually I just kind of gave up and repressed it all into one powder. This has lasted like years for me, and I really don't use this every single day, but I've been impressed so far that like, even though this is a more expensive brow product, it's like 25 bucks for this, like it's lasted me years. So I do think it's a good value for the money. But to go with that, I'm gonna put in two brow gels. I just have a clear gel for Makeup Revolution, and then I have my e.l.f. Brow Wow, a tinted gel. And I think for now, that is all I'm going to put in this back container. Now let's move on to my base drawer and pick some things like concealer and bronzer and all that. Okay, so this, as always, is the drawer where I keep the majority of my makeup collection. I do feel like it's starting to get a little cramped in here, so hopefully I can work through some of these items this year. Like I said before, I'm not going to be specifically panning a foundation, and I also am not going to pull one in, especially for this Shop My Stash video. I'm just going to rotate through them, so I don't feel like I need to choose a foundation. I also have a primer already in my drawer. I'm going to be trying to use up the Rare Beauty primer as part of my Project Pan intro, but I do think I want to pull in the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I just got this in my e.l.f. haul. I got the shade 3 light medium, so I'm really interested to test this out more. So I'm gonna pull this in for the rest of this month. I also already have a powder. I'm working through the Kosas Cloud powder. And additionally, I also already have a bronzer going. I have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. That's probably one of my oldest bronzers in my collection, which is why I'm working through it. Next, we have blush. I did buy this Glowish blush on my New York trip, which that vlog will also be linked below. I don't know if I want to pull this back in though. I feel like I got pretty good use out of it right after buying it, so I might leave this for now and go with another new purchase. I got the Natasha Denona Cheek Duo, and I don't know if it has a specific color. I don't know. It just says cream blush and highlighter, but that's what it looks like. So I think I'm gonna pull this in for my blush. Maybe not the highlighter as much because I also kind of already have a highlighter in my Project Pan. I'm trying to use up the center powder of the Hourglass palette, which is kind of like a highlight powder, but I guess if I really wanted more highlight than that gives, I could pull from this. So that's gonna be my blush for the next month or so. When it comes to concealer, I had been using my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of confused in my thoughts on this now. I might have gotten too light of a shade because I feel like it wasn't quite blending well with my foundations. So I think I'm going to stash that for now and instead pull in my Catrice True Skin. I haven't used this in quite a while, and I really didn't use it that much after I bought it. So I think I'm going to pull this in and use it. I also think I'm going to pull in this e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. It's like the click pen kind. You push this and it clicks. This I'm going to use for my under eyes. I did use up my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind finally. I went through all the makeup products that I used up in the entirety of 2022 in a video that I will have linked below. It was all makeup, beauty, skincare, everything. It was a lot. But I used that up right before I filmed that video, so I don't really have an under eye concealer at the moment except for this one, so I'm going to pull this in. Now I already have a powder bronzer, but I think I want to pull in a cream one because I have been really liking the effect that that gives. So I actually think I'm going to pull in this Wet n Wild contour stick. I haven't used this in a really long time, and I kind of just want to give it another go to decide if I want to keep it or not. So I'm going to pull this in. And then, I don't know, I'm just feeling like I might want another highlight, and I just haven't used my ColourPop Lunch Money highlight in a minute, and I just was really feeling the urge to use this the other day, so I'm going to pull this in as well. But I think that is everything that I need for face at the moment. So moving on to some lip products, which I kind of keep on this side of the drawer. I think I'm going to, let's see, this is also getting a little disorganized. I'm trying to see what I have over here. I know, yes, okay. I think I'm going to pull in my Urban Decay Naked 2 lip liner. This is just a really nice neutral pinky brown color, so this will be perfect for every day, so I'm going to pull this in. As for actual lipstick, which, if I'm being honest, I really don't wear that often, I think I want to pull in a more neutral lipstick this month. So I think I'm going to pull in this, I think this is Maybelline Color Sensational in, I think this is like blushing pink or something, but it's just a really nude lipstick. Haven't used this in forever, so I'm going to pull this in, and I think that will go well with that lip liner. And I've already pulled in a lip gloss from Buxom, one of the plumping lip glosses, but I think I also want to pull in one of the new ones I just got from e.l.f. I'm going to pull in, let's see, not this one, because this is also a lip plumping one, so I don't want two lip plumping ones. Yeah, I'm going to pull in just the lip lacquer, and I have this in the shade Fantasy, so I'm really excited for kind of the sparkle that this will add. Since it's still wintry, I think I'm just going to keep my, well, actually, I don't know if I had this in last time or not. I'm going to pull in my Revlon Lip Butter and Fig Jam. This is just a nice darker color that isn't like overly dark or vampy, and it's really easy to wear. So I think I'm going to pull this in as well just for another color option. So I actually think that is it for this drawer. So now we will move on to picking eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so this is my eye palette drawer. It goes a little far back, but I've tried to pull most of them to the front as best I can. As you remember, last month I was using the Sultry palette, the Sigma Enchanted palette, which is back here, and then one of my Natasha Denona palettes. I think since it's still, January, February, it still feels like the new year. I kind of want to start, it feels like you want to start fresh and just kind of be like neutral and clean. So I think I'm actually going to pull in this little quad that I just got from e.l.f. in Cream and Sugar. I think this is just a nice set of neutral colors and will be really easy to throw on for everyday use. And I just want to try it out more since it's new to me. So I'm going to pull this in as my first palette. I think I'm also going to pull in my ABH Soft Glam palette. This also just kind of gives off a more neutral vibe to me with the browns and the kind of orangey and pinks. Those are colors that are neutral to me, that are easy for me to wear every day, and I always love using this palette. I feel like I get really pretty soft looks from this, hence the name Soft Glam. And I think this will go well with the e.l.f. quad. Finally, just to be on the safe side, because the timing of this video and when I'm doing it, I don't know if I will film another one before Valentine's Day. I would like to try. I might just do a whole separate video on just a Valentine's look in general, but to have something fun for Valentine's Day, I'm going to pull in my Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. I have not used this in a very long time, probably since last year when I got it for Valentine's Day, but I just really like the pinks, and it kind of can pull a little purple sometimes, like this middle color. It sometimes looks like a dark brown, sometimes it's like a dark purple, depending on how I wear it. So I'm going to pull this in for some potential Valentine's Day looks. And I think just to be fun, and because I haven't really used this that much, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the Revolution eyeshadow formula. I don't think it's that good. I'm going to pull in this palette anyway, though, because I bought this specifically because it's for Love Island, and I think that a winter season is going to be starting soon, which you can watch on Hulu. And like shamelessly, I love Love Island, so I think I'm going to pull this in just for fun. And it's also a very neutral palette, which is what I'm thinking of going for anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really a fan of the Revolution eyeshadow formulas, but they do suck me in with their collaborations sometimes, which is why I have this palette, and then I have the Friends palette as well, which are just kind of fun to have. So I'm not really as concerned about the performance and formula per se. But yeah, so I think I'm going to pull this in. So I'm going to have 4 palettes to work with for the next month or so, which I think is enough options. So that is everything that I think I need to pull for this Shop My Stash video. So now I'm just going to arrange it all in my everyday makeup drawer. This I'm just going to put on top of my drawer set because I don't want to lay this on its side, just because it is, if you don't know, it's just a doe foot, like a big doe foot thing. So I don't really want to lay it on its side, because then if I do, I feel like when I go to open it up, it's all going to be pulled on one side and maybe cause a mess. So I'm just going to sit this on top of my makeup drawers. So it's not going to go in the drawer, but it is part of my everyday use that I'm going to be doing. So I think that is everything. It all fits a lot nicer in here than what I had going on before. I got a little out of control with some makeup buying and gifts that I had gotten and such, and then also kind of clearing out this back container to make it more realistic, I think will help me work through some of these products as well. So that is everything that I have chosen from my makeup collection to put into my everyday makeup drawer for the upcoming month. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I would also love if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my next videos. I think I should be doing a Get Ready With Me Valentine's Day look very soon, so make sure you're notified so that you can see that video when it becomes live. Again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.